Good morning. My name is Mel Brown. Welcome to my no frills, no editing weekly update podcast type thingy on crafting. It is Saturday the 6th of November 2021 and I'm going to give you a quick update on what I've been up to this week. I have been mostly focused on the Frog Frenzy blanket. I won't say I've been monogamous because it's not quite true, but it's not far off. So this is a blanket for my second daughter who's a little bit obsessed with frogs, and I think last time I spoke to you I'd got all the squares done and I was then putting a 2 round border on each of them in black in UK treble crochets to make them bigger, so that the number that I had, 36, was going to be big enough to fill the space that I actually really needed 64 for. So that was the plan. I was partway through it and I did all of that, and then I had to decide what colour to join them with, and I consulted everybody in the family, and everybody in the family said one thing, and then my friend Andrea, who's made a lot of blankets, said something else. So I went with the something else. We decided we would go with this. It's yellow. So in order to kind of connect it all, I've put little flowers in the lily pads with just 3 French knots, and also I'd kind of decided I couldn't be bothered, but there's a crown for one of the frogs, so he's the frog king, I guess, and so I decided to go ahead and do that when I had decided not to before. So that kind of links it all in together as far as I'm concerned. So I have done all the verticals and all the horizontals. I'm just pulling them together with a single crochet, which is a UK double. So just simply going into the first stitch of one square, first stitch of the other square, and then completing a single crochet, or a UK double crochet, a US single crochet. So that's all done. Just finished it just now. What I want to do next, it still needs to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to go around the outside with a half treble crochet. That's a UK term, British UK, English, don't know what you call it, forgotten for a sudden. UK. US term is a half treble. US term is a half double. I'm sorry, I really wish the crochet terms weren't so flipping annoying. So I'm going to do that all the way around with yellow, and interestingly I'll be able to run the ends in here while I do that, which will be quite nice. A whole round of yellow on the outside, and then probably a round of black, and then I'll see where we're at, whether I want to put another round in. But yeah, it's a good size for a kind of lap blanket. She doesn't want it for a bed blanket. Her accommodation is so hot she doesn't need a blanket there, so it's more kind of for a lap blanket. Let me tilt that a little bit. That's better. So yeah, it's coming on really well, and I just got a bit freaked out this week that there's not much time left before Christmas and I need to get everything done, and so I haven't been doing things like spinning that I really would like to do, because that's not for Christmas. So today I really do want to do some spinning, just to kind of calm myself down a bit about the Christmas. So this needs to be finished. That's really my first priority. I am also making, I don't think I didn't show you these last week. I'm making a pair of socks for my friend Andrea for Christmas. So Andrea, look away now. Here they are. So I'm turning the heel on that one. I've already turned the heel on this one. Where's my heel? There it is. So as you can see what the colour's like. It's gorgeous and beautiful, and that's a gift from my friend Sarah. It's a singles yarn. She doesn't like knitting with singles. So, okay, Andrea, you can look again. So, yeah, I'm going to carry on with the same plan. Upwards to finish those off. And the Lilla Bjorn, I haven't got an awful lot further with that than I had done before. But I have got, so the colours have changed slightly, which is nice. That's kind of the front. So I'm almost out to the edge of the hexagon before I now start adding in some bits on the edge to make it wider. So that's the second part. The first part is already done, and I've got crochet hooks stuck in there for some reason. I don't really know how I've managed that, but so that's the other part of it, front, back, whatever. So I'm not too far off finishing the two main pieces. Then you make two triangles which go down the bottom, and yeah, so it's I'm more than halfway through it. I don't actually know when I'm going to see my sister-in-law, so I don't know, and I never have people open presents that I've made without me being there, and I really don't like to do it before Christmas. But the only time I'm likely to see her, if we do see her, is just before Christmas. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Okay, so those are the three kind of projects I have. I also have a spinning, weaving project on for my nephew. If you're on Instagram, have a look. I put some pictures on there. I was doing a little vlog, a project vlog on that, but I just couldn't find a way to record what I was actually weaving, which is a real shame. So I've been putting some pictures on. It's a freeform weave. I've managed to get some weird and wonderful bits and pieces in. I'm going to do some more of that today. So if you're on Instagram, you can see that, and then of course you'll see the finished object here. Advent calendars, I was working on those. I have finished both the advent calendars that I have done. So I've done a fibre advent calendar for my friend Andrea. That includes some dyed fibre, some blended fibre rolags, and some blended fibre mini bats. And that is all done. It's huge. It's going to take up a lot of room in her house. She's not going to be very impressed with me. But it's done. And the minis, advent calendar for my friend Sarah. I've wound 10 gram minis, and I've dyed them all. And they're all wrapped up in bags and in a lovely little music box that she gave me a couple of years ago with my advent in. And I couldn't give back to her last year because we couldn't do anything last year because it was lockdown. So I got the calendar, but I think did I post it to her? I can't remember. For some reason or other, I didn't give her back the music box. Can't remember. Anyway, she's getting it back today, this time. So I'm meeting up with her in a couple of weeks. So that's all done. And my advent calendar has arrived. So this is from Felt Fusion. Now, if you watched last Christmas, I made a Stephen West pattern with my Felt Fusion, and I absolutely loved it. Oh, it's one of my favourite projects. It's just so beautiful. So I ordered this as soon as she was taking orders, and it's 10 gram minis, or is it 20 gram minis? I can't remember. It's just awesome. Anyway, and it's the theme is light and dark this year. I have got no idea whether it's all going to be like each mini is going to be one colour or variegated, or last year it was kind of 2 colours in each skein. I don't know, but I'm planning on doing another bauble tee with it. But I want to do longer sleeves, so it's kind of more of a jumper. So I'm going to do that depending on how each mini comes out. So I'm really excited about that. And Sarah has done me an advent calendar as well. And I'm going to make another one of these. So it wasn't last year, was it? It must have been the year before, or even before that. I did this. Sarah gave me, so it's kind of part of it this year is leftovers from sock projects, and part of it is some that she's dyed herself. This was, I think it must have been 2 years ago. So every day I opened one up and I crocheted a mitered square with it until it all ran out, and then later on I added in those grey the grey edges in order to make them all a standard size. So 5 grams, depending on how many, depending on different sock weights, that might be different meterage. So as you can see, that's got one more row in it than this one. So I just crocheted until they were done, and then added in enough rows of the grey to make it into a solid, a consistent size square, and then I crocheted them together, and I crocheted a border, and Andrea sewed a backing on it for me. So that's what I intend to do again. This is for Annie. She's not going to get it for Christmas because there's no way I'm going to get it done in a month. I mean, compared to my mitered square knitted blanket, which took me 3 years, I think, this was much quicker. It was less than a year to do, but even so, I'm not going to do it in December, so she'll get it when it's done. So that's my advent calendar plans. I'm really excited. What else have I got to talk to you about? Oh yeah, Lizzie's Cardi. One of my daughters saw a Cardi that she really likes. Now the person here isn't selling the pattern, they're selling the finished object. And I thought this was really interesting because they're selling it, this is a Cardi, for I think it's £140. Now you and I might look at that and think, oh my goodness, what a lot of money for a cardigan. But then we might think, how fantastic is that, that somebody is actually valuing their own time to that extent. It's made with acrylic yarn, so the yarn won't be hugely expensive, but she's valuing, I'm assuming she, they are valuing the time that they're putting into making it, and they're actually charging a price that reflects that. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. But I don't want to buy one, I want to make one. So I've done some practicing with different yarns, and I've come up with super chunky and a 10mm hook will make roughly that size. And I've ordered all the yarn. Unfortunately, I would normally get it from my local yarn shop, but they can't get hold of this yarn anymore, which is really frustrating. I have managed to get a few balls from there, but the rest of them I have to order from Wool Warehouse, I believe. So that's come. I'm not opening it yet because I don't really want 2 chunky crochet projects on the go at once. I've kind of muddled up between all the different stuff. So I'm going to finish off the frogs first before I start that. But that's my plan. And then Christmas projects wise, I have got lots to do on the loom. I've got a sort of plain traditional scarf for my daughter's other half, and I've got another set of tea towels for another sister-in-law. So I've got a lot of things still to start, which is why I'm kind of a bit anxious about getting things done, but it's okay. I think that's everything. So yeah, that's what's going on here. It was bonfire night last night, and I think this is a uniquely British thing, is it? It's a celebration of the gunpowder plot, where somebody tried to blow up Parliament and failed, and he was burnt. It's a really grim story, but anyway, we have fireworks here in the village, which was absolutely lovely. And it's my birthday in 2 weeks, 10 days. So I am going to have, in last year, my birthday, we're in lockdown, we weren't allowed to meet up at all. So I met up with my mate Andrea. We went to Costa, we both got a drink, and we sat in our cars, she in her car, me in my car, next to each other, windows open, and we talked, kind of shouted back and forth to each other on my birthday as a treat. So this year, to commemorate that, we're going to sit in the same car and have a drink, and maybe a sausage sandwich as well. And then I've got a hospital appointment, and then I'm going to go out with Dave and my littlest, who still lives with us, and we're going to go bowling and do some fun stuff. So that's very exciting. It's coming up, but I will speak to you again before then, because this is now weekly. So happy crafting, everybody, and I will speak to you next week.